Dear students, today we are going to learn about history textbooks. History textbooks are a regularized collection of subject matter that has been taught to the students. They accelerate the teaching of new concepts and skills and maintaining knowledge already recorded and help the correction of specific knowledge with the practical aspects of life. Aims of history textbook. The overall aims of teaching history should prefer all history textbooks. History textbooks should assume special responsibilities towards the promotion of national goals like democracy, socialism, secularism, and national integration. History textbooks should promote moral values. History textbooks should give a balanced picture of relationship between man and his environment. History textbook should reflect and help in realization of the specific objectives of teaching history in grade of which the textbook is meant. History textbook should take into consideration the objectives at secondary stage. History textbook should be based on the characteristics of children. They should provide for the needs of the children at different levels of intelligence. Needs and importance of history textbook. Textbook is an assistant master friend. A textbook is a content plus instructional technique. This technique is aimed at enabling the content understandable to the pupils even in situations where they are not helped by the teacher. Then a textbook has design framework. Then a history textbook is devised of some instructional objectives. A history textbook is an important tool for the children. Then a textbook is an important tool of the teacher. A textbook is a loyal companion of the student. A textbook is a self-teaching device. A textbook provides logical and extensive material. A textbook is a transmitter of culture. A textbook helps to transform the society. A textbook serves as a rally point. A textbook serves as laboratory. A textbook serves as the basics for almost all the methods. A textbook gives definitive information. A textbook fabricates educational interaction. A textbook serves as syllabus de facto. First one is textbook is an assistant master of imprint. A textbook is a content plus instructional technique. This technique is aimed at enabling the content understandable for the pupils even in situations where they are not helped by the teacher. A textbook has design framework. A textbook is not essentially based on some predetermined syllabus but describes the limit of textbooks besides setting standard at which is not to be written. It clearly spells the interpret syllabus both of the students and teachers. The textbook is a device of some instructional objectives. As an important tool of instruction, a textbook is an instrument of achievement of predetermined objectives. A textbook is an important tool of the teacher. A textbook assisted the teacher to plan his daily lesson, prepare assignment, and organize class activities. A textbook is a loyal companion of the student. A textbook guides us the students in learning in the school at home. A student uses it continuously and constantly. This feature, this feature distinguishes in a general and reference books with the students consults on a while. Each word of textbook has not only to be read by every student, but he is also expected to understand it. A textbook is a self teaching device. A textbook enables a student to learn through his own efforts. A textbook provides an opportunity to give students to reflect and evaluate. A student can find the specific information he needs in his book without listening to energies material that come before and after it. He can review material to read and time to clear up a misunderstanding. A textbook provides logical and extremely material. A good textbook, by providing in systematic and comprehensive form, sets a standard of minimum essential to be achieved by students of all categories. For the teacher, it provides essential knowledge to one on bias. Textbook therefore can be consulted by history teacher. A textbook is a transcendent culture. It serves to the promising media of mass communication. It is the positive role of play in bringing a more desirable culture change by rejecting certain values, custom, and introducing radical changes. A textbook helps to transform the society. A textbook is used to only to preserving cultural heritage, but also revolting a society, its value, custom, tradition, and social setup. A textbook serves as rallying point by providing a common ground of both the teachers and students. It focuses attention on the same issues, events, sequences, and circumstances. A textbook serves as laboratory. A textbook enables the students to reinforcement learning, to do assignments at home, to prepare for the examination and to seek guidance and reference of the further studies. It provides a common basics on which the process of reading, analyzing, outlining, and summarizing can be mastered. A textbook serves as the basics of almost of all methods. Almost of all the methods of teaching like the assignments, unit method, discussion and project method can be used with the help of textbook. A textbook gives definitive information. A textbook is a storehouse of basic and definitive information needed for learning experiences of different kinds. The use of the textbook can help to the pupils to sum all the ideas of the unit, acquire them with the vocabulary, help them learn enough about the topic to be able to proceed intellectually. A history textbook favorite educational interaction. A textbook plays an important role in creating educational interaction in the classroom between the teacher and the learner, and also between the learner and other co-learners, as a result of which learning occurs in a group. A textbook serves as a syllabus de facto. A teacher defines as delimits his content of teaching. He uses the textbook as a prime instructional aid to develop a variety of educative experiences through group work and individual assignments. Essential qualities of a textbook. These may be classified under two heads: academical, physical. Academical and physical. First one is academic. Academic means selection of a content. Academic selection of a content. Organization of the content, then presentation of the content, then verbal communication, languages, then visual communication, illustrations, assignment, exercises, etc. Prelims and back pages. Second one is physical. Physical is size and format of the textbooks. printing layout, durability, then price. These are the essential qualities of the textbook. Selection of the content. Relevant content. The content should be relevant to the instructional objectives of history. Coverage of the course. The content should cover the topics given in syllabus. Accurate content. The content should be accurate respect of each topics. Update content. The content should help to date. Update. Authentic content. The content should be authentic in respect of each topic. Then continuity and balance. The continuity and balance among various topics covered in book should be maintained. Then integrated content. The selected topic should properly integrated from proceedings and succeeding class. Linking with life. Considerable material drawn from practical life situations and day-to-day life of community should be included in book. Then organization of the content. Division into units. Organization means the division into units, then division into sections, then psychological approach, coherence in subject matter, flexible organization. Division in units. The subject matter should be divided into proper chapters and units. Division in sections means the matter should be properly divided into section and paragraphs. Psychological approach. The approach followed in the book should be suitable to the needs of the students. Coherence in the subject matter. Thus, there should be sufficient coherence and sequence into the organization of subject matter. Flexible organization. The organization should be flexible enough to bring the changes in accordance with the change in the instructional plans. Third one is presentation of the content. Presentation of the content means appealing and suitable title. Then motivation presentation. Interesting and creating coverage. Sufficient terminology. Aggregate provision of replication. Provision of for suitable suggestion for teachers. Appealing and suitable title. The titles of chapters should be appropriate. Motivation presentation. The presentation should motivate children for further study. Interesting and creating coverage. The subject matter should be presented in a creative and interesting manner to retain the interest of the students. Sufficient terminology. The presentation should provide an accurate coverage of terminology relevant to the syllabus. Adequate provision of the replication. It should provide agreed performance new items of learning through replication and application. Provision for suitable suggestions for teachers. The presentation should provide some suggestions and implication for adoption of effective teaching methods and instructional strategies of classroom teacher. Verbal communication language. First one is suitable vocabulary, short and simple sentence, then correct spelling, then correct punctuation, grammatically correct language, proper use of technique terms. Verbal communication language, suitable vocabulary. The vocabulary should be appropriate for the class level. Short and simple sentence. That means the sentence should be short and simple. Correct spelling. The spelling should be correctly. Correct punctuation. The punctuation should be done correctly. Then grammatically correct language. The language should be grammatically correct. And proper use of technical terms. The technical terms should be used properly and suitably expand whatever necessary. Then we study visual communication. Visual communication. Visual communications means visual communication. Visual communication means clear illustrations, Purposeful presentation of illustrations, suitable illustration, supplementation of text, variety of illustration, etc. First one is clear illustrations. The illustration should be correct and authentic. Purposeful presentation of illustration. The illustration should be purposeful and appropriately placed in the textbook. Suitable illustration. The illustration should be accurate, proper in size, and suitably captured. Then supplementation of text. The illustration should supplement the text. Then the variety of illustration. There should be variety of illustrations. Then learning assignments, exercise and projects. Learning assignments, exercise and projects. Accurate exercises. The exercises should be accurate to test the various purposes like recapitulation, consolidation, etc. Wide coverage. The exercise should be covering significant content. Scope for projects. The projects provided should help in achieving various purposes of teaching history. Then real project. The project should have too close relationship with the actual life of situations. Challenging exercises. The exercises should be promote the spirit of inquiry and motivate the students to further study. Graded exercises. These exercises should be suit the special needs of gifted as well as the slow learners. Then pilgrims and back pages. Appropriate title page. The title page should be given necessary information, example, suitable title, author name, publisher's name, place and publication, and year of publication, etc. Then suitable preface. Preface should be given us the idea about the scope of central theme of the book. Effective introduction. Introduction to explain the scheme of purpose of the book. Correct table of content. The table of content should be given correctly. Bibliography. Bibliography should be given correctly and according to the uniform system. Suitable glossary. Glossary should be given in accurate language. Index. Index should be given where possible. Then size of the book. Size of the book is suitable size, suitable bowling, printing layout, suitable length, suitable type, appropriate margin, asterisk order, appropriate spacing. Sorry, size of the book. The size of the should be suitable from viewpoint age group of the students. Suitable volume. The size should be suitable in relation to the volume of the book. Printing layout. Suitable type. This type size, chapter like subtitles, footnote, etc. etc. Then asterisk outlook. The margin should provide an asterisk look page of the book. Appropriate spacing. Spacing between lines and paragraphs should be appropriate. Then durability. Durability paper, double paper. The paper should be double enough in view of the age group. Life of the book. The paper should be double enough in the currency. Expect life of the book. Then suitable price of paper. The quality of the paper should be accordance with the cost of the book. Suitable binding. The binding should be double keeping in the view of volume and functional life of the book. Attractive binding. The binding should be attractive. Suitable price. The price should be suitable keeping in view the economic background of the students. Reasonable price. The price should be suitable keeping in view the printing layout, size and durability of the book. Limitations of textbook. The problems of textbooks are very grisly. The second level. The problem of textbook is related with curriculum because textbooks are written according to the fixed curriculum. If there are some defects of curriculum, there would be shortcomings in textbooks. The standard of textbooks can deteriorate more, making regional languages as medium of instruction instead of English. Even the textbook committee does not make a wise selection of good textbook. The subject matter of textbook is also not up to mark. The following defects in textbook have been mentioned by Secondary Education Commission. Defective language, non-use of good paper, unsatisfactory printing, innumerable mistake of spelling of words, lower level of pictures, no appropriate standards of textbooks because some of them are not difficult to symbol. Extraneous considerations are taken into account of selection of textbook instead of educational ones. Recommendation of Secondary Educational Commission. The High Committee should be considered the purpose of institution encourage good textbooks for the prevalence should be sufficient amount of money. Functions of the committee. The Constitute Committee specialized surveyors for every subject including secondary education curriculum. To appointed expert reviewers based on 2 or 3 members for time to time. If the need to provide a comprehensive report related to the usefulness of textbook, these members to committee should given to appropriate the initiation. If need be, specialized should be invited for the preparation of textbook and other books. As far as possible, cooperation should be given as to other committees established in other provinces. To manage the amount of the money received from the sale of books. To give appropriate remuneration and royalties balance of selling amount should be utilized for the following purposes. To provide scholarship and funds to poor and able students, to make arrangements for necessary books for school children, to give cooperation for providing other means in development of secondary education. Laying down the criteria. The textbook committee lays standard about the quality of paper, management of pictures and printing, etc. Training in the technique of book illustration. In order to provide developed training in illustration technique of the book, the central government should either establish new instruction, provide financial help to already existing art schools. Setting up and maintaining libraries of books for providing illustrations. In order to provide technique of books, illustration training, and central and state governments should establish a museum of box of good illustration here belongs to textbooks committees or publishers in order to improve book illustrations. Recommending a reasonable number of textbooks. Only one book should be recommended for every subject. Many books should be recommended according to the determined standards. Recommending definitive books for languages. One definitive book should be recommended and determined for every class relating to language. Free from political or religious ideologies. In the recommended textbook or any other book, There should be no reference or statements in which the feeling of any section of the society and hurt from the social and religious point of view. Discouraging frequent changes. That means the recommended textbook should not be changed after only short intervals. Instructions book should be encouraged. So far as publication of the textbook are concerned, the state government should be take responsibility and own hands instead giving professional publications. In spite of these suggestions, these are the specific environment of condition of textbooks. Recommendation of Kothari Commission on Textbooks. Recommendation of Kothari Commission on Textbooks. Kothari Commission was the strong opinion that textbooks written by specialists and embodied in the specific qualities, good printing and having illustration in it, motivate the interest of the students. Therefore, effective programs must be chalked out the preparation and good textbooks in order to raise the standard of the education. In the connection of the commission has given the following suggestions. First one is a program at the national level. Program at the national level, that is mobilization of the best talents of the country. It is the one of the utmost importance of the mobilized the best talents of the country for the preparations of textbooks. The school or university level. At the school level, the principle adopted by NCERT should be followed. At the national level, there would be facility of executing practical form of organized national level books. It will also help in reducing the prices of books, raise their levels and help in development of national integration. Autonomous organization of textbooks. Education Ministry should establish an autonomous organization in the public sector which makes arrangements for the preparation of textbooks at the national level. Setting up of all small committees. Setting up of small committees. Small committees should be set up given comprehensive thinking on different work plans of education ministry. Programs at the state level. In order to about improvement textbooks to state level, the commission has given following suggestion. Expert selection at state level. By establishing expert selection state level for preparation textbooks, corporations should provide the efforts making made of national level. State Education Department. The preparation and evaluation of textbooks should be under the domain of state governments. Education Department should prepare the textbook in their own printing press wherever it is possible. Students Cooperativeness. Students cooperative stores should be set up the sale and distribution of textbook. This work cannot be directly done by education departments. Autonomous body at the state level. The production of textbooks and other materials should be entrusted to some autonomous body, and this body should work under the close contact with the education department. Continuous improvement in textbook. An institution should set up with goals on making improvements in recent textbooks. Multiple choice books. It does not about the useful of recommend textbook of the class. At least 2 or 3 books should be recommended each and students with make their choices. Approval of manuscript. Education department should invite manuscript for different sources given to approval best after getting an exam high level committee. Preparation of teachers guides. That means teacher guides and other study materials should be produced as the supplementary of textbooks. Academic aspect. It includes the preparation and evaluation of textbook It is very important aspect as to full responsibility should belongs to education department. These are the important of history textbooks. Thank you, students.